Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's K-E-S-H-W-A-N-I, Keshwani. We are here because we want to improve our English. We want to improve our vocabulary. The way we do so is by learning few new words every day. Today is our day number 40. Day number 40. The very first word that we're going to learn today is actually a very simple word, very straightforward word. Inadvertent. It's a very simple word, as I said. For most of the native people, they know it, and yet they don't use it in their daily speech or in their writing. I have seen many a times college students and even teachers and grown people going around saying, I did it accidentally. But instead of saying I did it accidentally, I think it sounds much better to say I did it inadvertently. Inadvertently means not done on purpose. If you do something which you did not mean to do, you would say, well, I did it inadvertently. Do you understand? It means to have something done accidentally. But don't use the word accidentally. Accidentally has a different nuance. For those of you who are curious, go to day number 1. Day 1, N-U-A-N-C-E, nuance. If you do not understand the word, go to day 1. This is day 40. Just type in the tag Keshwani Prep vocab day 1. The very first word that I covered is nuance, which is a minor, subtle differences in the meanings of the word nuance, meanings of the words, and that's nuance. Accidental has a nuance of something disastrous, something horrible. It doesn't have to be. So to do something inadvertently just means you didn't mean to do it. You didn't mean to do it on purpose. It just happened by fluke. I see a tiny bug on the lens. I need to get rid of it. Excuse me. So it means not done on purpose, accidental, or better yet, unintentional. You did not intend to do it, unintentional. That's it. So from now on, we're going to stop using the word accidentally. We're not going to say I did it accidentally, just say I did it inadvertently. I'm trying to think of an example of something that you might do inadvertently. Can't think of anything right now. But anyway, if you do something, if somebody asks you why did you do it, and what you're trying to say is that I didn't mean to do it, it was an accident, it wasn't done on purpose, just say I did it inadvertently. That's it, that was the end of it. I want to move on to the next word, which has nothing to do with the word that we just learned, inadvertent. The adverb would be inadvertently. Inadvertently. And that would be the adverb. Let's go on to the next word. As I said, the next word has nothing to do with inadvertent. And the word is, the green marker leaves a very dark green residue. Therefore, I will put it down and use a different green marker. How about that? The word we want to learn is, but this one is no good. No, I don't like it. this one has to be retired so I don't end up picking it up all the time. If we don't like it, we have to throw it away, otherwise I keep picking it up. The word is timorous. Tim or us. What does it mean to be timorous? Timorous means exactly what it says, to be timid, to be cowardly, to behave like a coward, lacking courage, lacking courage. If you're lacking courage, you're being cowardly, you're being timid, then instead of saying he's being timid, you can say he's being timorous. Sounds a little bit better, timorous. The antonym of timorous would be, where should we put it? Let's put the antonym. The abbreviation for antonym is ANT. Antonym would be valiant, which means to be courageous, to be bold, to be brave. To be bold, to be brave, to be courageous, to have valor. If one has valor, one is said to be valiant. Valor is the noun, valiant. And if you're interested in learning these two words, valiant and valor, we have already learned them. And if you're interested in going back over them one more time, or to learning these words for the very first time, you can learn them on day number 24. Again, I remind you, just type in the tag Keshwani Prep-vocab- day 24, and you can learn these two words. Valiant and valor, which means to be brave, to be courageous, to be bold, to be fearless. And the opposite of valiant would be timid, timorous, lacking courage, to be coward, to behave in a cowardly manner. That's it. Let's go on then. Let's learn the next word. Perhaps we can put the next word right underneath it. I think I have enough room. The next word we want to learn is, let's change the color, because we do have the flair for the dramatics. The word is diffident. D-I-F-F-D-E-N-T, diffident. I find this word curious, diffident. It's also an adjective. So these are the antonym of timorous. Actually, diffident. I find the word curious, the word diffident, curious, because a lot of people do not know the word, and yet it is a very simple, very straightforward word. Diffident means lacking self-confidence. Lacking self-confidence. It means to be To be timid. It means to be timorous. To be timid, to be timorous. It simply means not to be confident. Of course you know the word confident. It's a very straightforward, very simple word. Everybody knows the word confident. And yet many people do not know the antonym of word confident. Confident, antonym of word confident is diffident. Look at the prefix. C-O and con means with. Confident means with self-assurance. With self-assurance. And the diffident here, D-I-F-F, diff here, this prefix diff here means without. Without self-assurance. If you are not self-assured, you're timid, you lack self-confidence, you're timorous, you're not as confident. Diffident, without self-assurance, confident with self-assurance. You see how simple it is? If you know the word confident, you should know the word diffident. It's just the same word with a different prefix. Con and diff. Let's move on then. Let's learn the next word. We're done with this thing. The next word we will learn will have nothing to do with being brave or being confident or any of these words. Completely separate word. Completely different word. Let's learn it. Again, I need to erase everything. One more time. Diffident. D-I-F-F, diff. Diffident, diff. Without. Con, with. Confident. With self-assurance. Diffident, without self-assurance. Timid. Cowardly, lacking courage. Although diffident does not mean cowardly, it's not quite, it doesn't mean cowardly, it just means you're shy, you do not have self-assurance, you are not confident. That's all it means. It just means you're not confident. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're cowardly. If somebody tells you, well, don't be so diffident, they're telling you. If somebody tells you, don't be so diffident, they're telling you, don't be so shy, don't be so timid. Have some confidence in yourself. Oh, why didn't you speak up the other day when I tell you something, and if you knew I was wrong, why didn't you speak up the other day? Well, I was diffident. I didn't have the confidence to speak up and say that you were wrong. Let's learn the next word. The next word is accentuate. Notice the sound chew in here. Accentuate. What does it mean to accentuate something? Accentuate means to emphasize, to stress. If you stress something, you are accentuating it. To highlight. When you sit down with a highlighter, they are called. They are colored markers that you use to highlight the part that you're reading. Well, you're accentuating it. You're accentuating that portion of the text, whether it's a sentence or a paragraph or a word, whatever it is. When you highlight it, you're accentuating it, you're emphasizing it, you're stressing it. You're emphasizing it. Oh, I already said that. It means to underline. You're underlining it. It means to bring to attention. And finally, accentuate means to underscore. Let's talk about the word underscore. For those of you who do not know the word underscore, which I would find difficult to believe, because I'm hoping that anybody who is watching this thing is going through this thing systematically day by day, and if you've been keeping up with the work, if you've been keeping up with the system, then you would know that we covered the word accentuate, or rather underscore, on day 12. Again, if you want to learn the word in more detail, as I always keep reminding you, all you have to do is type in the tag Keshwani Prep-vocab-day 12, then you will see the word underscore. Underscore is an interesting word. I covered it that day because many times in the classroom when I'm there teaching the SAT course or the GRE, GMAT courses, sometimes, especially the SAT courses, because these are young kids who want to have fun, and if they don't know the meaning of the word, they'd like to make one up instantaneously. And they think that the underscore means to score less than desired. Underscore, get it? It means no such thing. Underscore means to emphasize, to highlight, to underline, to accentuate. The word underscore comes from the olden days, when the time before the computer, when people used typewriters. And in the typewriters, if you wanted to underline something, you had to press the key, just like in the computers you have to do Control U to start the underlining part. It's just like that. In the typewriter you have to press a key and then type whatever it is and it will be underlined. And that key that you would press, what used to be called underscore. That's where the word comes from. To underscore means to underline. Anyway, that's a little history of the word, the little etymology of the word. Oh boy, I should not have said that, because now we have to look up how to spell etymology so we can learn it next time. I don't know why we haven't learned the word etymology up until now. It's a good word to know. Voila. Etymology. And don't worry about the times when I go around saying voila, because that's what we say in the desert. Hey, voila. Etymology. It means the history of the word, the story behind the words. Words have story. The words have stories, they have history behind them, and if you learn those history or the background of the word, how the word originated, it makes it easier to remember the word. And that's called etymology. We'll cover it in the future. So that was a little etymology of the word underscore. It comes from back in the old days, as I said, from the typewriters. This key that you had to press to underline the word, that key was called underscore. And it has come to mean to underline something. It has become a word. Just like Google has become a word, you want to Google it. It has become a word, a verb rather. Anyway, that was it. Accentuate, to emphasize, to stress, to highlight, to underline, to bring it to attention, to underscore. And that was the end for today. I hope you found it helpful. I hope you found it useful. As I always say, try to have fun. Try to have fun with it. Don't turn it into a chore. We just do 3, 4, 5 words a day, no big deal. And as the time goes by, you will see the difference in your vocabulary. But the key is to learn them properly, to master them properly, so that they become, not it rather, so that they become part of your working vocabulary rather, these words. Anyway, if you wish to get hold of me for personal private tutoring, I tutor for the GRE, GMAT, SAT and TOEFL, as you can see there. You can get hold of me by sending me an email through any of these website addresses that you see there, prep4gre.com, prep4gmat.com, prep4sat.com or prep4toefl.com. Send me an email and let me know what test that you need help with, and I'll do what I can do. I'll do what I can to help you with your preparation. I do face-to-face tutoring obviously, and I also tutor over the internet via Skype. You can also go to my website at keshwaniprep.com and send me an email from there. Alright? Thank you.